Okay, well, week 14 of Betsafe's Premier League preview with none other than Harry Redknapp. Harry's joining us to talk about his great treble for this week. Manchester City, West Brom and Liverpool all to win at 8-1. Harry, great to have you here this afternoon.
Dom, nice talking to you as well.
Okay, Harry, the first one, the big one of the weekend, unquestionably, Manchester City versus Chelsea. I mean, this is the real big one. We've got El Clasico taking place this weekend as well, and there's a lot of people that think that if Real Madrid win that, they've sewn up the title already before Christmas. You've got to look at a game of this stature in a very similar nature, looking at the way Chelsea and City are both playing at the moment. Could this be the one that decides the Premier League title, or is it a bit too early?
Well, it is early. It's still, I think there are five. I think there's 5 teams in it. I think Man United are not going to. I don't quite see them winning it this year, but I certainly think the other 5 have all got realistic chances. Any team that can put a good run together has got a chance at that 5. And these 2 are probably the 2 at the moment. Are probably the 2 favourites: Man City, Chelsea. Both in good. Chelsea have been in great form of late since they changed their system. Went to 3 at the back with the wing backs. It seems they've taken off his system that Conte played at Juventus, and it's played that way with the Italian national team. But I think Man City, big game for them the weekend. I think we'll see them bring their A game, and I think Man City can beat Chelsea.
And just to reiterate what Harry said there, I mean, Chelsea are on a tremendous run at the moment. 7 games unbeaten, netting 19 times during that period and only conceding 1. Look, City also in great form. They are at home this weekend. Aguero and Costa, the 2 leading goal scorers, on 10. But, what has tipped you to lean towards Manchester City in this particular case, Harry?
I just think, obviously home advantage is important, but I just think the big players at the weekend, I think Aguero, Silva, I think Yaya is back playing in the league and playing well. I just got a feeling that they can open up Chelsea, and I think they can give Chelsea. It's going to be a very tactical, both top managers. The 2 systems are very different. One team playing with the wing backs, with the 3 at the back. In fact, I think Man City tried that the other day, and in Germany, and it didn't really work for them. I think Raheem Sterling started as a left wing back, and they changed the system. But I think that Pep he'll find a way of unlocking that system the weekend, and I think they can cause Chelsea problems. In how they play and with the quality of players they've got. I just about got a fancy. It's going to be a tight game. I mean, I'd rather go for games personally. I'd rather go for games where there's a bit of value. You've got a price rather than picking a 4-1 on shot, for instance. I think it's a tight game, but if I will have a bet on the game, and I will go with Man City.
Now, Harry, I mean, you had a very successful managerial career, as we all know, but for a couple of those years, you were juggling the Champions League, the Premier League, the Cup competition. So, a depth in a squad when you're involved in all of this football is massively important. When you weigh up City and Chelsea's squads going forward, I mean, who do you see? Which one of these teams do you see has the greater depth in their squad?
Well, they both have strong squads. I was at the Chelsea game last week with Tottenham, and Chelsea's bench was twice as much stronger than Tottenham's. They've got people like Fabregas not in the team at the moment, John Terry not in the team. They've got real strength in depth at the moment of Chelsea. But so has City. I think City, when they've got everybody. The big problem for City, Company is, love Vincent Company, but at the moment, the poor lad, he just can't get on the pitch and stay fit. So you've almost got to forget about him at the moment. And when you're talking about Man City, that is still the problem. Is Achilles heel is still the back 4. Will Stone be fit? Will he be fit this week to play at the back with Otamendi? What will the back 4 be? That is, it seems, Kolarov ended up playing centre half last week, where I'm not sure he's outstanding left back with a great left foot. I don't see him as a world-class centre half. So you just hope that City have got a strong enough defensively to cope. But if they are, I just think that they've got enough about a midfield up front to De Bruyne, say Aguero, Silva. I'm with Man City. I just think they've got that fantastic ability to, obviously they've got to take care of Hazard and they've got to take care of Costa. They're the key players for Chelsea. But I think they can do that.
Well, as the official betting partner of Manchester City, Betsafe, we're going to agree with you all the way on that one, Harry. Manchester City versus Chelsea is Harry's first game in the treble. If you're looking for some more value to this game, City to win and both teams to score at 3-1. If you want to go against Harry, then Chelsea to win and both teams to score at 27-5 with Betsafe. Right. Number 2, West Brom versus Watford. Harry, you've gone for a West Brom here. Not an awful lot to choose between these two sides in the league. Watford sitting 1 point above them with 2 wins in the last 8.
No, I think, West Brom need a win this week. I think Tony Pulis needs a win bonus after the week he's had, Dom. So and I watched Watford last week at home to Stoke. I watched the game and they were dreadful. They never had I don't think they had a shot on target in 90 minutes. It was a poor, undisciplined. And I still think Watford are a team that could get sucked into a relegation battle, even though at the moment they're probably still just about in the top half of the league. The league is so close. I'm really not in West. I think Watford are a team, that I'm really not in their camp this year. I think they're going to struggle. West Brom, again, they've been a little bit in and out, but they're capable at home of winning games. They battered Burnley the other week, and I think West Brom at home, I think they'll have too much for Watford.
Well, both sides scored 17. Watford conceded 16, but I beg your pardon, West Brom conceded 16 and Watford conceding 21. Home advantage, not a shot on target at all last week, as you mentioned, Harry, for Watford. So that looks a really good shout for me. So you've gone with City, West Brom so far, and then finally Bournemouth versus Liverpool. I suppose your adopted town there, just up the road from you, Harry. I mean, this is a big one, but Liverpool in great form.
It's a tough one to call. I must be honest. Bournemouth are a good team. I mean, you watched the game last week there. They were excellent at Arsenal. They could easily have got something from the game. They had a shot kicked off the line in the last minute. A Phobie from 5 yards looked like he'd scored, hit the keeper, rebounds out. Everybody pushing forward for the equaliser, get caught on the counter-attack, get beat 3-1. The scoreline flattered Arsenal and really didn't Bournemouth deserve more than that. But Liverpool are in great form. I watched the game last night. Liverpool, they had almost a reserve team out last night, against Leeds. So they'll have the big guns back on Saturday. They are missing some key players. He needs to get 1 or 2 fit to, he's obviously, Lallana was out last night. Firmino, they're hoping they're going to be fit for the weekend. Sturridge, they could do with him fit now. They've lost Coutinho with an injury. So, but I just think Liverpool, and they will be at it, they know how important the league is to them. They've got a real chance this year. I just think they might just have a little bit too much for a very good Bournemouth team.
I mean, Coutinho out as well. I mean, there's talk that perhaps he can be back. I mean, that's a huge loss, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic talent. They've got great attacking flair. Going forward, they're excellent. So they do need him, but they certainly need 1 or 2 of the others fit as well. Lallana's been in great form. Adam Lallana started his career at Bournemouth as a young boy. I remember first watching him play about 2 minutes from where I'm in Bournemouth at the moment, 2 minutes from where I'm sitting. I first watched him as a 10-year-old. And I was watching my great pal, his grandson was playing, and I said to him, this kid's a player. And he said, which one? I said, that one there, Adam Lallana. And he said, he's too small, Harry. And I went, no, it's nothing to do with size. He's got great ability, this kid. And it was interesting. My mate always tells me, remember that day you picked him out when he was 10? So it's great to see him doing so well, and hopefully he's fit to play at Bournemouth the weekend.
Talking about talent and attacking flair, former Arsenal player who's currently on loan at Bournemouth. Unfortunately, was unable to feature at the Emirates Stadium on the weekend against Arsenal, but Jack Wilshere should be back for Bournemouth. And he really is getting some, now that he's getting some minutes under the belt, we're starting to see the Jack Wilshere of old.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's been in excellent form. It's been a good loan move for him. He's playing in a good team, and he's getting minutes. He's proving now he's got his fitness, he's got his injuries hopefully behind him. And he is an outstanding player, Jack Wilshere. He's a big plus for Bournemouth. But he's one of many. As I say, Tom, they're an excellent team. And it's very difficult for me to oppose them. Believe you me, I took a gamble with Liverpool, but nothing would surprise me. Bournemouth are, capable on their day of beating anybody, but I've just about gone for the extra class I think that Liverpool possess.
And, of course, you're also going for the extra value in your treble. We know that your heart very much lies in Bournemouth, but at 8-1, Man City, West Brom and Liverpool, that's Harry's treble for the weekend, and a very, very tasty one. Couple more fixtures, Harry, just to cast our eye on. We've got West Ham versus Arsenal. Of course, your former team, West Ham, just really struggling to find some momentum in the league so far.
Yeah, they are. They've got a big game at Man United, League Cup game. But I think that, again, if Andy Carroll plays, they can cause Arsenal real problems. Last year, Andy Carroll destroyed Arsenal at West Ham. They couldn't handle him in the air. Every time the ball went in the box, he battered the central defenders of Arsenal in the air. And I think they'll, I'm sure Slaven Bilic will realise that. And I think that whoever plays at the back on Saturday will be in for a tough game if Andy Carroll's. And I would think they'll save him probably. They probably won't risk him they'll save him for the Arsenal game. If he plays, I think he can be a real threat. So it's a tight game. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sitting on the fence. If I had to have a bet, I think I'd bet the draw.
The draw 27-10. West Ham 19-5. Arsenal 4-5. And let's not forget EFL Cup, certainly for Arsenal. Premier League and then Champions League as well. So, Arsene Wenger, what sort of team is he going to select against West Ham? Surely must come into play as well.
Yeah, well, especially the Champions League. I mean, he want to get that top spot if he can. But I'm sure deep in his down, he must realise PSG have got the big advantage. They've got I think they play Lundgren, what they're called. They play them, and I think that. Whatever Arsenal do, I think PSG will probably nick that top spot and Arsenal will take second spot. And you never know with the Champions League draw. You could, it's the luck of the draw. You can win the group and still end up drawing a fantastic team that came second. Dortmund or somebody could be second. It could be I think he knows that he'll want to win the Premier League this year. He's been second and he's been top four for the last God knows how long. I think he's not going to field a weakened team at West Ham for sure. I think he'll go for it there, knowing what a tough game that is. But I think West Ham will be up for it and all, and it's a game the West Ham fans will really love to win. And as I say, if Andy Carroll's available, that is a big plus for West Ham.
Everton versus Manchester United. It's very difficult to keep Jose Mourinho out of the news these days. He claims that his team's the most unlucky in the league. Is this a case of bad luck, or is it something else in your opinion? What's stopping United getting those results, like the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea and Man City in recent weeks?
I just don't think they're good enough, Dom, at the moment. I look at the team and it doesn't excite me. I look at they've got a few injuries at the back. I look at the back four. It's not a back four that great goalkeeper. After that, you're struggling to find, Jones has come back in after being out for so long. Smalling's been injured. The fullbacks, Shaw's not playing. It doesn't excite me. It's a team, I can see them. I think they'll do well to make the top four this year. I really do. I think they'll finish in the top six. But I don't know whether they'll make the top four. And as for Everton, they've been a massive disappointment. It's a game it's hard to call because Everton, they had a good start under Koeman, and since then they've looked a very, very ordinary team at the moment. The performance last week at Southampton was poor. Lukaku was bang off form. Ross Barkley, who I love, I think he's a fantastic talent, got subbed again. It seems that Koeman doesn't have a lot of faith in him at the moment. I don't know. I can't see. It's a tough one to call, but Everton, it's a game, where the Everton fans will be up for that at home to Man United. And if Everton are going to get back on track, this has got to be a game. And if I have to have a bet, I'd take a massive gamble, and it is a gamble because it's a hard one to call. I'd go with Everton. I'm just not in Man United's camp at all at the moment.
Well, the value is certainly there at 13-5. The draw 23-10. United 23-20. Half-time draw. United to win 21-5, 2-5. And check out the odds on Betsafe for Zlatan to score first. He does seem to be a man on a mission, always trying exceptionally hard up front. Finally, Harry, your former old team, of course, Spurs versus Swansea. But you look at this fixture and you think, goodness me, this is a fixture that both sides will want to take away the 3 points. Spurs from a title challenging perspective, and of course Swansea from looking to avoid the drop zone.
Yeah, again, you'd have to fancy Tottenham at home. They've not been in good form in terms of results, but I thought they played ever so well last week at Chelsea. For 40 minutes, they were outstanding. They could have been 2 goals in front. And Chelsea scored completely against the run of play, really. They nicked the goal on half-time, came out a much better team second half, Chelsea. But I watched quite a few Tottenham games. I thought last week was a decent performance. The performance at Arsenal a few weeks earlier, they played ever so well, got a good draw. But they do need a win. They need to get back on track. They've got Champions League the following week, but it's a dead rubber, really. If they win, they go into the UEFA Cup, which is, if they get beat, lots of people will be going, oh, well, that's quite good because we haven't got the Thursday night games. We can concentrate on the Premier League. So he'll be putting all his eggs in one basket, and that will be beating Swansea at the weekend. So, and I think they're capable of beating Swansea.
I mean, Palace, Swansea, you've watched an awful lot of football in your time, Harry, and some spectacular games.
Incredible.
What did you make of that game?
Incredible game. To see a game ebb and flow as that did, 3-1 down, suddenly Palace won up, 3-1 down, looking at the game, 4-3, 5-4. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. It was an incredible football match, but I love it. It's great. It's what the fans want to see. We don't want to see a game like we saw at Watford where the own team doesn't have one shot on target. People go, well, the defence, I'm not bothered. I want to see attacking football. I want to see I want to see goals. I want to see goal manufacturing. And the crowd, they absolutely came away. They were buzzing at the end of that game. What a fantastic game for the Swansea fans, for the heartbreaker, for the Palace fans.
Well, I don't think it's going to be good news for Swansea on Saturday. And according to Harry, 1-3 for Spurs to win, 22-5 for the draw. Swansea 89-10. Spurs to win with a 2-goal handicap, 21-10 with Betsafe, and Spurs correct score 3-1 at 9-1. Harry, fantastic to have you on. Just a quick reminder: Manchester City, West Brom, and Liverpool all to win this weekend, 8-1. That's Harry's trebles. It's been boosted. Take advantage of it on Betsafe. Harry, brilliant to have you on.
Dom, great talking to you again.